What's up, everyone, and welcome back to Viana Home. Okay, let's be real for a second. What's the one bill that makes you physically cringe every single month? The one payment that feels like you're just setting a pile of your hard-earned cash on fire? Yeah, it's rent. That soul-crushing moment on the first of the month when you see a huge chunk of your paycheck just vanish for a place you don't even own. It's the biggest expense for most of us, and it feels like we're stuck in this endless cycle. You work to pay rent so you have a place to sleep, so you can go to work to pay rent again. The math is just not mathing. But what if I told you there's a way to break that cycle? A legit, honest-to-goodness strategy to have your housing costs completely covered. What if you could live for free? And no, I'm not talking about moving back in with your parents, no shade, but we're adulting here. I'm talking about a concept that is an absolute game changer, something that can literally fast-track you to financial freedom. It's called house hacking, and today I'm going to spill all the tea on how you can do it. No cap. All right, so before your brain short circuits, let's break down what house hacking even is. Don't let the name intimidate you. You don't need to be a computer whiz or a real estate mogul. At its core, house hacking is simply buying a property with multiple units or rooms, living in one of them, and renting out the others. The goal is for the rent you collect from your tenants or roommates to cover your entire mortgage payment, including taxes and insurance. Think of it like this. Imagine your house is a giant, delicious pizza. Instead of eating the whole pizza by yourself and paying the full price, you live in one slice and sell the other slices to your friends. Their money pays for the entire pizza, so you get your slice for free and maybe even make a little extra cash on the side. Who doesn't love free pizza? This isn't some weird new age TikTok trend. People have been doing this for ages. It's the ultimate life hack for anyone who wants to build wealth, save a ton of money, and kiss their landlord goodbye forever. So how do you actually do it? Let's get into the different flavors of house hacking, because there's more than one way to make this work for you. First up, we have the OG, the classic, the multifamily mashup. This is when you buy a duplex, a triplex, or even a fourplex. You move into one of the units and you rent out the other 1, 2, or 3 units to tenants. This is awesome because you get your own separate space. You have your own front door, your own kitchen. You're not sharing your personal bubble. The rent from your neighbors goes directly to your lender to pay off your mortgage. In a lot of markets, especially with a triplex or fourplex, the combined rent can easily wipe out your entire housing payment. Next, we've got the one that's probably the most accessible for first-timers, the roommate route. This is perfect if you're looking at a standard single-family house. You buy a home with, say, 3 or 4 bedrooms, you take the primary bedroom for yourself, and rent out the other 2 or 3 rooms to roommates. Yeah, it means you'll be sharing your kitchen and living room, so finding people you actually vibe with is super important. But this is an amazing way to get your foot in the door of homeownership. You're not just splitting rent anymore. Your roommates are actively helping you pay down your asset. They're helping you build equity. It's a massive mindset shift. Then there's a slightly more creative option, the ADU advantage. ADU stands for Accessory Dwelling Unit. This could be a house with a finished basement apartment, a garage that's been converted into a studio, or a little cottage in the backyard. You live in the main house and rent out the separate, smaller unit. This gives you that perfect blend of privacy like a multifamily, but often with the feel of a single-family home. And for the really ambitious folks, there's the live-in flip. This is where you buy a house that needs a little or a lot of love. You live in it for at least a year or 2 years while you renovate it, making it look amazing. The hacking part comes when you sell it. Because you lived in it as your primary residence, you can often avoid paying a huge chunk of capital gains tax on the profit. You essentially live there for cheap while your sweat equity builds you a nice payday. Okay, I can hear the questions already. Viola, this sounds great, but I don't have a ton of money for a down payment. I feel you, but here's the secret sauce: low down payment loans. Look into programs like an FHA loan, which can let you buy a property even up to a fourplex with as little as 3.5% down. That is a crazy low barrier to entry. And the next question is always, but I don't want to be a landlord. What about late night calls about a clogged toilet? Real talk, being a landlord is a responsibility, but it's not rocket science. It's about screening your tenants properly, doing background checks, credit checks, and calling references. It's about having a solid lease agreement. And if you're really nervous, you can always hire a property manager to handle everything for you for a small percentage of the rent. The point is, the small hassle of managing a property is nothing compared to the life-changing benefit of erasing your single biggest monthly expense. Imagine what you could do with an extra $1,500, $2,000, or even $3,000 back in your pocket every single month. You could pay off debt, travel the world, invest in your future, start that business you've always dreamed of, or just work less and live more. House hacking isn't just about living for free. It's about buying yourself freedom. It's about turning a liability, your housing, into an income-producing asset. You're literally getting paid to live in your own home. It's about playing chess while everyone else is playing checkers. It's a fundamental shift in how you view money and home ownership. It's not a get-rich-quick scheme. It takes planning, some courage, and a little bit of work. But it is without a doubt one of the most powerful and achievable ways to build a secure financial future for yourself. It's the ultimate cheat code. So next time you're writing that rent check, just pause for a second and think, what if this was the last one? What if a year from now, my housing was completely paid for by someone else? It's not a fantasy, it's a strategy, and it's totally within your reach. All right, that's the 101 on house hacking. I know we just scratched the surface, but I hope this got the gears turning and showed you what's possible. It's all about making your money work for you, not the other way around. If you're tired of throwing money away on rent and are ready to seriously level up your financial life, this is your sign. We're going to be diving deeper into all of this stuff in future videos. How to find deals, how to screen tenants, the best loan types, all of it. So if you found this helpful and you're ready to build your dream life, do me a huge favor and hit that subscribe button for the Viana Home channel. Join the fam. You won't regret it. Thanks for hanging out with me today. Now go out there and start planning your escape from rent. Catch you in the next one.